shit, hang on.
Not doggers.
There we go. Plainly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse is to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that you may very well think that eventuality inevitable. Yet so long as there is even a chance that the primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Will we do aught else? Let us hasten to Limsa Lomensa and meet with the Admiral. We will not have been idle in the intervening time. We will doubtless have valuable information to share. This cat. Oh. I had to take a moment to load first. Or expected. I take this lift to the command room. Welcome, friends. Take it Yustola has apprised you of this situation. Let's waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Denolan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, Sorry about that, I was checking messages. The Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning. We will welcome the Scion's support in this endeavor. But if, gods forbid, our efforts should come to naught, we will need to trouble you for more than mere support. Much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I am given to understand you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral. I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I'll say only that there is something I would see with mine own eyes. That's so. Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require. Precautions must be taken. Still require that you remain by my side at all times. That settled, let us speak of the operation. Annika, Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahuagin movements within the Sapsa spawning ground. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operation staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falkrita has charge of the garrison. Will do. Ugh. Oh, I thought that was a thing on my arm. Been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sapsa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this one. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. Yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. It is not too much to ask. I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts have ventured into Sapsa all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend to those who may have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, they have perished, circumstances permitting. I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Now we hop on the Maul craft. Somebody, all the times to forget the restorative. Thank you. I owe you my very life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lightly armored as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's Tongue, I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst of my comrades. Save them, I beg of you. There's 2. And 3. You returned, thank the navigator. When I learned you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, feared you would meet an untimely demise. Tell me, what became of the others? Dear gods, these wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Was their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they go too far. I dread to think what might have become of the 2 who remained unaccounted for. I pray they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. And as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. War horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. Christ damned fishback bastards! I'll kill them slowly and chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. You're here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass the Aetherite at these depths. Sapsa. We are to act, it must be now. The men are ready. But await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. Frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. Ah, but we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetherite and eliminate the Sahagin priests residing over the summit. We are not here to kill them all. We must think of the ecosystem. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault and have subsequent units fan out to cover the flanks. At the self-same moment, a divisionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. Likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Anakin and Yustola, the 2 of you are to make your way to the side of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversion should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. And Credit Nugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Yustola and Anakin. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetherite, accompanied by Lady Menphilia, as was agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Annika? Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. Oh yeah, I got a healer in my back pocket. As I said, I'm just vacationing. Look at my outfit. It says vacationer all the way. How did she look like she was fighting? Hey, do not concern yourself. It was but a glancing blow. The ARR is close at hand. Let us press on.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency. To the Aetherite!
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I taste that!
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Oh. Okay, get back.
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal. Oh, mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant
King
your
of Body
faithful
Snatcher thinks
servants
he's immortal.
deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Heavens forfend. Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. It should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
And then Leviathan was hungry.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon! Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
His advantage is the sea. Ooh. Understand, speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conquer carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal sediments. Sediments? Settlements, if his last attempt is any guide. We cannot suffer history to be repeated. And how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? As long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure. But Linlayan itself would struggle to best the Lord of the world in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. He'll await you in the command room. The boy is tight. Go now to Limsa. We're expected in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone, 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, What befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The Primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters,
The reason why
device
she
will
says
be
it
in
like that
close and
is
constant
because
proximity to the target.
it's not
To
really,
which
it hasn't been
we
confirmed
must
yet, I don't
lash our
think.
twin vessel to
But
Leviathan.
the community suspects that Einzahar
This
is,
in itself will be
is
no
Mistbeard.
small
Just
feat.
step down because he's
Ramming
tactical.
speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
It will be dangerous for all involved. but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
Right, so unfortunately I am too tired to effectively stream. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Yeah, by too tired to effectively stream, I mean I am currently as flat as I can be in my chair right now. I'm so tired. I need to stretch out my legs.